Hello, this is Aussie Stitcher coming to you on this Tuesday the 29th of August. Don't cross my fingers. I don't even know if this video is going to get posted. William is not well. He's got a bit of a fever. But Sophie is in the background, home from school, not well. I only just gone back to school today after being not well. But it's one of those things where if you don't do a video today, by the time these kids are better, I'm going to be sick. And then by the time I do a video, it is going to be ridiculously long. It's going to take forever to upload, and I'm not interested in that. So, got my companion. He's just been dosed up with all the good stuff. You going to show me your train? Train? What train's that? Is it James?
Yeah, blue.
Oh, it's red.
Blue.
This one's blue. Thomas is blue. James is red.
This is blue.
Okay, it can be blue for today. I thought I had done so much more stitching than what I have done, but I realised there's been quite a few days where I didn't stitch at all with sick kids and sports carnivals, and we went to the Mini New Expo, the Perunjuri show. It's that time of year where we have a whole heap of stuff and there's glare on my glasses and I don't care at this stage. Sorry. So I stitched a lot considering, but it was less when I was gathering up the stuff. You want froth now?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Can you wait? Thank you. I was like, oh, I thought I would have stitched on another project, but I haven't because it's been close to 3 weeks. I have a new cup today. It's my Doctor Who cup, and I'll show it to you towards the end because it changes. I do apologise in advance for anyone who doesn't like people drinking coffee or anything during their things. I have an opportunity of sitting down, drinking coffee, or drinking coffee and doing a video.
Not poo. Not poo. Not poo.
I'm not going to do, like, coffee is my, so I'm not going to give it up just to do a video, because then, yeah, I didn't enjoy it a couple of times. I'll try not to be all drinky, but it is what it is, and until I suppose the kids are older and I've got a bit more time frame, it's just what it is, and I do apologise. I know other people do it really well with kids and that, but without drinking anything, but this is what suits me. So, quick life update besides sick kids. Yeah. We had the school carnival. Sophie did really well. She was champion girl of year 5. Michaela, it was runner-up champion girl for pre-primary, and Iona won 7 to 8 ribbons, which is the most ribbons she's ever won. She participated, she enjoyed it, which is the first time ever. Really, really proud of her. We also had book week, and that was book week. Sophie went as the fantastic Mr. Fox. If I had my phone here, I would possibly show photos, but I don't, and I can't be bothered getting up. We had to stick a tail on, and in the end I'm like, didn't fantastic Mr. Fox tail get shot off? Yep, hold that tail then, because it's a shot off tail. Win-win. That saved me a whole heap of issues trying to work out what to do. Do you want to go and watch the dragons?
No.
Okay. Iona, so she won a prize. Iona dressed up as Olaf from Frozen, and yes, we do have a book of it. There's a whole series of books, and she won a prize. And Michaela dressed up as Silver Mist from the Tinkerbell Fairies movie series, and yes, there was a book for that as well. And she didn't win a prize because, oh my goodness, there are some serious talented mums in that PP Year 1 class. Need to do some serious begging to help me out next year. They were beyond awesome, handmade. So jealous I don't have those skills. Like, they were really, really good, and I was very impressed. Not jealous, impressed, and thinking, if I bake them a cake, help me out next year. Just saying. Might be in competition though. Do you want to hop down? Do you want to go and watch the dragons?
No, I got my froth.
You want your froth?
Yes.
So, can you do me a favour and make William some froth? Just pour some milk in that container, stick it on and press it, and when it stops you pour it into a glass. You can say hello.
Hello.
Alright, off you go. So Sophie's going to get you froth. Do you want to watch her? You want to hop up? Yes. Just have a look near the coffee machine. The other thing that's really happening is that Iona needs to have a lot of blood tests tomorrow. She's got to have a diabetes blood test. She's got to have a hyper blood test. She's been getting some really serious blood noses, so we've got to work out what's happening with that. Yes. Yep. So, 7 minutes in, a whole lot of interesting stuff. Let's get into the whips. I have been working on William's stocking, the Secret Santa stocking, Gold Dimensions, and that can just go on the floor. And I am happy to report, this is going to be fun, I have managed to do all that green. I've also done a whole heap of black and red.
Now what do I do?
Press the button.
On the thing?
On the actual, the round milky thing. So that's what it looks like all up. I was channeling my inner stitching mummy and did this whole bit in here by hand because of how close it was to the edge. And for the other dimension kits, I brought new Ada for it from 123 Stitch. It's the same Ada 16 count that I did Ladybird Fairy on, and I double checked to make sure the spacings on each side, because this is between, I mean, I know I stuffed up the top center, but even if I got it right, it's only 2 inches, but the rest are 3 inches. I obviously added more. So I am super duper happy with that. Totally screwed up somewhere in here. Not that you can tell, because it's a tree. I also stitched on with Stitching Petunia. The Peridot August Fairy. And I think I did quite a lot. Alright, I am really sorry. I got her wing finished, and I got, oh God, some of that skin done. So this is done on 32 count opal from Colour Cascades Barbie or It's one of her lighter ranges. Go and have a look. Tammy, if you're watching this, I can't remember. What do you think this is? And just put it down in the comments. Needle Minder is from Nifty Needle Nannies. Ooh, Hippo Black. Am I covering up your face? We'll have a bath soon. I also, when we went to the random fact, to the Mini New Expo, there is a ton of free things that the kids can go around and grab, or adults. And I mean a ton. Like, you don't need to buy lolly show bags because there's free lollies, there's free, girls got free calculators, yo-yos, books, pens, like hats, pink hats, purple hats. What else did you get? Little twisty, globy looking things that when you, like a little game. But they also give you these bags. Now this is from one of the schools that do boarding school, which we're not sending, oh my God, that's thunder. Which we're not sending our kids to, but you know, they give out these gorgeous bags. This is an awesome bag I nicked off Sophie. And I went, I'm going to use that to place my whips in. There's your froth. Thank you, Sophie.
I'm making me some.
That's okay. So I have been working on Outback Storm. This is what I picked out of. And I started in this corner here. I always start in the bottom corner. I'm sorry. Now this is by Jeff Pritchard, and if in case you haven't made the connection, this is Stitching Fleur's husband, and this is actually quite appropriate for today. I might actually pull this out today and stitch. We have a storm in the outback, and yes, you can see some chart. If you can do that from this, you're really good. So I'm doing this on 22 count hard danger. Wouldn't recommend it, but if you do happen to use it, stitch each stitch 1 over 1. And if we get a blackout, I'll be stopping this and redoing it later. And I am doing a page up from the top. Do you want to hop down? Yeah, here's your froth. Go and watch TV with Sophie. So that's the top of the page, that's the side of the page, and I have, just wait a minute, I'm just going to push a chair in. I have realised when I started doing this, because I did that, you know, pick out what I'm going to work on for a week, that I need to put in a whole page done, because it irritates me leaving it half done. So I'll work on this, and then I'll pick on something else. But that is, believe it or not, I don't think you can really tell, 2 colours. I don't think it's all the black, but most of the black and a brown. And how I stitch is that I look at the chart. I look at the chart and I start here and I go, right, I'm going to stitch this symbol as far as I can go, and then I pick the next symbol, like so it would be these hearts, and I'll stitch that as far as I go, and I keep working that until the majority of the 2 symbols are done, and then I go back and pick the next colour and I do that. So I suppose it's cross country. But it works for me. And the back is like this. But you can also tell that I've done this. I did rows here and here, because it goes like this. I've done each stitch individually, and I found that the coverage is better for some bizarre reason, and it doesn't slip as easily. So that's all I've done so far, and it keeps going across here. But I want to get that page done. I feel a lot happier, so I'll work on that till it's done. And also, I get $25 credit for Stitch from Stash, and seriously need it. Now, I also did that mystery sale on Finish Line, where you showed the fabric, the threads, fabric one day, threads the next day, do 25 stitches for a couple of days till you've done 100. So, this is my fabric. It is I need to start writing this down. It is 32 count gold digger old matte style mono. Beautiful. These are my threads, if you haven't already seen it. And this was my 100 stitches. My needle minder is from Nifty Needle Nannies, and it's the Doctor Who one because it's going to take me forever. This is that half. Just change up the folding. And the chart was a gift from Stitching May last year. I have started it. Inspiration by Rosewood Manor. All those people in there is stitched 1 over 1. And it is $25 pages, but they're not full coverage, obviously because it's not a full coverage piece. And like I think page 1 is just this. So it's not a whole heap of stuff in it. It was quite fun to do. I will be doing it next year. It was hard to try and pick something that you haven't shown, but you wanted to start. And I've got to get it into a bag. And that was it. 19 minutes. I'm conscious because when it hits 40, it takes 9 hours to upload. And as you can see, the TARDIS is starting to reappear, and this one is fading a bit. Oh, stashes. Some of this has been stuff that I ordered ages ago and it's just come in. It's a lot. Let's get into it. I ordered this from Stash Unload, Aussie Stash Unload. And the reason I brought this was Carolina, who's doing all those mermaids. She inspired me, so I got that. Mermaid of Atlantis. Had to get this. Joan Elliott's latest one, The Traveller. Just love it. And as always, she sends you, when you order from her personally, a little thank you, which I will treasure like I do with the Enchanted Aurora. I got these fabrics from Aussie Stash Unload. This is 21 count Zilgana, Monroe, even weave, and that's all it is. It is basically that colour. This is just a normal thing. I have to say, it's probably not the most appealing colour in the world, but I think it would look good. This is my first ever Under the Sea fabrics, which I kind of been wanting to get, but I got these from Aussie Stash Unload. So this is 32 count half yard of evergreen.
It's nice. It's obviously the best colour ever.
It's more greeny than what's showing up, but
I like the purple one.
alright, so. And this is also another Under the Seas. It's that one. And this is a beautiful purpley blues fabric. And again, it's a fat half. Love it. I also got my July, oh, that's very bad. July mystery, June, sorry. June mystery. I thought this was July. It is Fairy Wears Boots. 32 count linen. It's a bit darker than that pink, but still beautiful. I also got my order in. I ordered another 32 count Golden Touch linen. Lugana. And again, it's got, yeah. And I got a fat half of Fairy Tale, which is a very light pink, which I'll be doing my chatelaine on. And I got them, yeah. And we keep going. I did an order with Just Add Needles, and I have to say their service was exceptional. I did an order with them because they had an OPP chart, out of print chart of Fairy Moon, and she wasn't charging anything bar the normal retail price, or maybe an extra $5. It wasn't hideously expensive. It was what I would call normal. And I ordered some other stuff for them, and I wanted to send one of those things that I brought off to a friend of mine, and she did it easily. She did it without charging me extra. It was beyond awesome. Plus, she threw in a piece of fabric for this person to stitch the chart on. And the chart was fairy moon. Like, I had a friend that I thought would really love it, and she did. And I got my parcel from her with the other fabrics. I ordered 2 fabrics from her and an extra 3 charts. And lo and behold, she sent me fairy moon to me as well. I did order the beads for the friend that was receiving this. Now, I was never going to stitch fairy moon. It never really rocked my boat. But now I'm going to. Like, I am going to stitch her. And I'm going to stitch her on the same fabric that I got a Stargazer started on. So, thank you. That is just, wow. God, wow. I also brought from her the Siren and the Shipwreck. And this is also Miss Crafty, Stephanie. She's stunning. I saw her stitch it or finished it up or something. I just saw connecting it to her, and obviously it wowed me enough to go from her, and I love it. The reason I'm buying it. TARDIS is coming back. TARDIS is disappearing. I love my cup. Another little weird and wonderful confession. I've always wanted to get the bead set like this. Don't know why. I see it, a lot of the USA stitches when they're doing their show and tell. It's also neatly packaged. I get mine from 123 Stitch or from Tammy Cascades, which is fine. Like, it's extra packaging, but I just went, oh, I got it, and I'm really sillily enthused about it. But that's that, all the beads. Plus I got the 2 water lilies. This one's blue berry, this one's blue lavender. And the Krynic. As well. So, chuck that down there. And then I got another 2, and I have to say, I was surprised to find out, as I take it out, making faces at the same time, I got Day Nymph, and I had no idea that this was done in Valdoni threads, none at all, until I got my little pack of beads and treasures and the Valdoni threads. I never knew that. That would explain why my order was a tad on the, that seems a bit on the dear side. Because I ordered the threads, not the specialty threads, not thinking, yeah. Not that, when I look now I'm going, that wasn't expensive. That was a bargain when I paid for everything. Oh my god. And there's 3 Chronic as well. I don't know why I did not know that. I don't know why it didn't click on my radar. And I also got, because I'm not matchy, but I got the night mix as well. Which is, and again, I got a ball. Just stunning colours. I would open this, but I'm not ready to open this yet. So I would have opened it and show you the threads individually, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet to break it open. And this one has 4. I can just get it in. And I also got 2 linens from her. This is Vanilla Latte 28 count. And it's just like a creamy vanilla looking. It's so soft. I love it. Love it. I will be ordering from her again. Things that not necessarily... I like to support local, like I like to support Tammy, but these are just some different things. I know Tammy could have, bar Fairy Moon, could have got all of this in. I probably did a bigger order because I was ordering something, like you saying, oh, I'll make it worthwhile. It's more than worthwhile. This is why I'm like, gotta do some serious stitching to get back into the black or red. With from Stitch from Statch, and this is Playful Sprite 32 count linen, and it's beautiful. So, and that's it. I do have shout outs I was going to do and stuff, but really I've got Will that's just walked through the house and I want to check on him. I can now put that away. Plans. I would like to continue stitching on William Stocking, continue stitching on Ada. That's the other one that I didn't show because I barely stitched on her. I did. And then I got into August Peridot Ferry. So she's still on my, I would like to do weekly rotation, like at least do 1 week on her. At least 1 week on William Stocking, possibly 2, and I want to finish that page on Storm, and I would like to work a bit more on Michaela's letter, Fairy, because I would like that done sooner rather than later, and again I can claim those credits. That's it. Hope you guys have a great stitchy day. I hope it is awesome. It is raining. It is storming. I think we've finally had the season break because it is absolutely flooded outside. It is just 5 months too late for the crops we're thinking. We still might think we get something, but it won't be super duper. Sorry for any background noises. I've got bread cooking, making. I've got dryers, so I apologise for that. Hope you heard me greatly. If you have any tips, if I'm not sounding right, just let me know. And I'm now just babbling along. I feel like I'm forgetting something. So you just keep talking until. And last thing on my cup, the TARDIS is back here. And it's disappeared here. Still, I have to say, the Coffee Quaker cup that Megan sent me is still my absolute favourite.